Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be reacting to strange TikToks that will make you question everything. If you're new here and you want to show some support, you can leave a like, comment, or subscribe, stuff like that. And we're about to get right to the video. Let's check it out.
Y'all, it's happening again. So if you don't know, I've been studying this phenomenon that we've been seeing, by the way, only in the United States, accompanied by really bad storms. It's about to get a lot weirder in 1 second. Like I've showed you in other videos, the same exact thing has popped up in multiple different states, always with a bad storm. Always the same exact colors, and no, it's not a transformer. Most of the time, these things are recorded in open fields when nothing else is around. Alright, remember how I said it's about to get weirder in 1 second? Check this out. Meanwhile, all this stuff is going on, the electronics in multiple cities have been going crazy and glitching. This is one video of so many, again, only in the United States. So what exactly is happening in the United States that brings a whole bunch of glitching in the sky, colors, and glitching with electronics? And not only is it electronics glitching and the sky glitching, some of the biggest and some of the heaviest hail we have ever seen in the United States have been falling every single day, just piling up so deep. This isn't even the same video I showed you yesterday. So I guess my question is, what's happening in only America where only this stuff is happening?
I knew it. I knew all that stuff had to be linked.
Okay guys, what do y'all think is going on here? This Ring doorbell cam caught this down at nighttime whenever it seemed to lose power and go dark. Whenever at the same instance, some large blue light seemed to shine down on the town from above. I don't know. What do you think?
It's been happening a lot.
What'd you make?
See you next time on the back here. See you next time. C-U-N-T. See you next time.
That's
Does
funny.
anyone else who grew up in the 90s / early 2000s have to take a little cup of fluoride and like swish your mouth at school? I feel like I hallucinated this. Did anyone else do this?
Do y'all see them shadows of kids on the bus playing, bro? That's spirits. There's no kids on the bus.
Yeah, that's weird.
A real life story of a shadow person.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Basically what happened is that my coworker, right? She has a pretty big family. Her younger sister, her dad, her other brother, and then it's her mom, obviously, right? They were having a family movie night, and I guess they were all tired, and they decided to go to their rooms.
Let's call it a night.
But the only one that stayed in the living room was the younger sister. Out of nowhere, they hear a scream in the living room. Everybody starts rushing down, and the younger sister was scared. She was saying, "There's somebody in the house. I just seen somebody." Obviously, the dad is like pissed and shit. He's like, "Who the fuck is in my house?" She searches, nobody's in the house. They kind of brush it off, and like the dad is like, "Yeah, this pendeja, this and that." They go back to their rooms. Everybody just kind of forgets about it for a little, but then it happens again. She's like, no, there's somebody in the fucking house. And they're like, "Bro, you're just making shit up at this point. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? There's nobody here." But then she's like, no, look at my phone. Look, I took a picture of him.
Yo, I just got the fucking chills, bro. Hold up.
That's not a real person, bro.
Bro, look at my body. Look at my eyes. My eyes are getting teary, bro. Nah, yo,
Bro,
crying,
bro, I'm telling you,
bro.
take that shit out. Take that shit out.
I'm
Let's get
crying,
that shit out.
bro.
They saw the picture, and obviously the dad probably thought somebody was into the house, so he went crazy going through the whole house, but nobody was there.
It wasn't the brother?
Nah, they were all in their rooms. Let us know in the comments if you've ever experienced some shadow people.
I know for a fact shadow people are real, because when I was a kid, I woke up one night and I looked at my bedroom door and there was a shadow person just standing there, like peeking in through my doorway. And all I could see was its head and its shoulder. You couldn't see no eyes, no face, no nothing. It was just straight black. And what creeped me out the most is it had to have just been standing there watching me sleep. But I thought it was my brother, so I said his name. And as soon as I said his name, it disappeared. And even after that day, I've had dreams about that moment, and it scared me to death.
There are thousands of people who visit the same exact dream world every single night in their sleep, and this appears to be a growing phenomenon affecting more and more people, and it is called the mall world. But before you can answer whether or not you have been there, you need to look at this next image. The name is misleading because not all areas of this dream world are actually a mall, and when I first went down this rabbit hole, I was focused on the other things like the water park, as I was actually making a map of this area before I realized other people were having the same exact dream, until I stumbled on this photo. Seeing this one image triggered a flood of memories for me of how many recurring dreams I have had and countless days I have spent exploring this mall area. Seeing this image was so disturbing, it felt like an AI generated image that was nearly identical to my childhood bedroom, because my experiences here feel realer than real. I have genuine friendships in this mall world. I even attend classes at a university that are right down that stairway. Have you ever been there before? Do you know what I am talking about? Because there is something so weirdly intimate about this whole experience and how personal a dream feels. And then to learn that so many other people are visiting that same exact space is blowing my mind. Please share what you think this could be, because we have such a limited understanding of what dreams even are, and stumbling across this fact that I am experiencing this with thousands of other people feels important.
The miscommunication at points. The Supreme Court is now freezing $2 billion in foreign aid that President Trump and Elon Musk, thought that should be cut.
What
Do you
is
agree with
that?
that? Is that a slowing down of the process, or are you in favor? Do you wish that they had not done?
Dog, I believe we stuck in time, bro. Check this out, right? So we live in a country where we trendsetters, right? We've been setting trends since like the 1940s, 1950s, right? Think about it. Look at the 1950s. Look at the 1960s. Look at the 1970s. Look at the 1980s. The 1990s.
I love the 90s.
But after the 90s, bro, everything stopped. The world is like stuck in like a time loop or something like that. It's like from the year 2000 on, everything just, how can I say, recycled.
That's the truth. It is
We got stuff
recycled.
from the 50s, we got stuff from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. And remember, in the year 1999, they said, remember about Y2K and all that, and how the world was going to end? What if they didn't mean that in the physical sense? What if they meant it more metaphorical? You know what I'm saying? Everything we say, everything we do, even the movies, it's like, they created movies from back in the day. It could just be me, man, but if anybody else out there think about this, bro, let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. I know I could be, but like I said, let me know how y'all feel about this topic.
I can see where he's coming from, because nowadays it seems like they just capitalize off of people's nostalgia of the older days. Now, obviously, Americans still set trends and stuff, but it's nothing like it was back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So I get what he's saying a little bit.
Can anybody tell me what's been going on lately? Because, is they just taking ideas and thoughts straight out your mind? Or is it something in the atmosphere connected to these phones and devices? Because I can be thinking about something 2 days ago, yesterday, or maybe even a week before. And I ain't say it out loud or nothing, you know what I'm saying? I ain't type it in the search engine. I wasn't looking it up on my phone. I wasn't talking to nobody about it. And I'd be scrolling on my timeline and stuff I ain't seen in forever that I was recently only just thinking about. It'll just pop up out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I know it ain't just me. Is it just me? Am I tripping? Or what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just can't, it can't just be happening to me, man. I'm just saying, can anybody tell me, is it just me? Am I tripping or what? Let me know something. I'm just saying, I can't be the only one. I can't be.
That looks so weird. He really might be an alien. Yeah, that's a reptilian for sure. I've never seen that on the dollar bill.
A post by Kris Jenner in October may have revealed that Kim Kardashian was the mystery buyer of a $5 million Basquiat painting. Just look at Kim's home here. This is the full picture of it. It was bought in 2017 at Christie's, and if you look at who owns Christie's, you'll find it's the same people behind Balenciaga. You're gonna start to see how everything is connected. Christie's sells some very interesting artwork, including stuff by Jake and Dino's Chapman, and here's one of their pieces of artwork, probably one of the only ones that I can even show on here. MK was actually also in a bidding war with Tom Brady over a George Condo piece for $2 million. If his name sounds familiar, he's the one who created those private invitations for the A-list only all-white party last year. Now Brady's also a big Basquiat fan, just look at the background of his home here. I also once noticed an interesting Basquiat painting in Ellen's home. You might remember this video, but she posted this during COVID. And isn't it strange that her shirt matches the painting that I showed you earlier? As the camera pans over, you can see in the background of her home the Basquiat painting, and this one in particular says Evil Thoughts, but you'll start to learn she has quite a few of these. This one in particular has interesting letters on it, similar to what you would see in the work of Marina Abramovich. And then Ellen once posted this picture of her cutting her own mother's hair on Instagram, and if you look above this picture, you can see another Basquiat painting, and this one just seems off.
That one's weird. I think there's something to that one. This guy is so good at catching all this stuff. Can't get nothing past this guy.
Oh, pizza.
Here's another demonstration with a magnet. Here's a table that sits outside. Alright. Gets rained on and then it dries up. Well, I'm going to scrape up the residue and see if it's magnetic. So, here we go. See that stuff? Watch the wind quit blowing. Alright. Now let's see if the stuff in the rain is magnetic. Sure is.
We're breathing that stuff in.
This is what was in the sky.
No
Oh,
way.
I'd be
There's
so
no way,
mad.
bruh. What the?
How do you even get back there?
That's still people don't live there yet, huh?
It's a food truck.
crazy to just go to the gas station, get water, and walk past this monster of a truck. Different world out here.
Yeah, Nephilim definitely were a thing. Look at the size of this fucking door. Look at the people below it in comparison to it. Do you see how massive that shit is? Why in the ever-loving fuck would you need a door that big for humans? And here another one. Look how big this shit is compared to this dude. It even has human-sized doors at the bottom of it. So what the hell was these for then? Shit. Here's another one. These shits are all over the world, just huge-ass doors. Which would also explain these huge-ass fucking steps. Look at the people in the size comparison to these steps.
Yeah, those are
These
huge.
shits was definitely made for giants. Then we got these big-ass books. Why would we need a book that big? That shit was not made for us, or made by us. And I'm sure we all know an old person that be reading from them huge-ass books, like your grandma got a big-ass Bible or something. This ain't that, bro. This is not the same. Look at the size of this book. That book would crush your grandmother. And then they wearing gloves when they open them. That shows you how old it is. It's very old. Yeah, bro. Something's fishy going on here.
Hey, y'all seen this yet?
That would be my line. Anyways, have y'all seen this yet? We talked about the petrified giants and whatnot. Check it out. I'm gonna do a longer story on this one right here. This giant snake, man. You can see the scales, dude. Or shall we talk about this giant leaf that's like 6-7 feet long? Where do you think that came from? I mean, seriously. You know, my favorite is these alleged mountains, huh? I mean, you can even see the rings on the inside of it, just like a tree, man. That's something to think about. Some people are like, oh, well, where'd they all go if they chopped them down? Well, there's one right there, allegedly. Here's a good comparison right here. See up there, that's the mountain. And then look, over time, look what happens. Allegedly. This right here is very interesting. I don't know if it's petrified giants or not, but it's petrified something. I mean, to me, that looks a lot like roots of a tree. And again, I mean, that even looks like the little wrinkled up skin on the elephant's trunk, his nose, you know what I mean?
Perhaps it happened with next to no notice, no warning. And then a wall of water comes, flooding the earth, burying them and preserving them at the bottom of the muddy water steps. And then, once the water levels started to recede, all that mud and soot that was once underneath the water hardens into stone. And generations later, the landscape captures that moment.
March 16th, 2025, I slowed this down for you. Look what's in the storm.
That thing was huge.
I thought I had seen it all. A 33-year-old woman comes in with a 14-day history of menstrual bleeding and 49 days since her last menstrual period. What they find in the liver is this, a baby. She had an ectopic pregnancy in her liver. We see these sometimes in the abdomen, but never in the liver. This is a first for me. Have you ever seen this?
That could really happen?
The Super Bowl, well, they actually use the World's Fairs buildings of New York and other places, and there's electric towers that surround them. This is why the coliseums, or the stadiums that they use, are in a bowl. You always think of all the stadiums, all the football, soccer, sports, it's always in a bowl. The reason it's in a bowl is because that energy is being taken from the fans, being interjected into the players, and they're harnessing or harvesting that energy. The mind is influencing the players the entire time. And this is how powerful the mind really is. But we're not taught that. Because if we started to understand that people could group together and be very powerful, then that's a threat to the system. And when it's interesting, because when you look at the Super Bowl, you know, the whole Super Bowl, well, they actually use the World's Fairs buildings of New York and other places. and there's electric towers that surround them because they understand that the Roman circus is actually harnessing energy and the ether the entire time. They're just using it in a different way. They're making you entertained while you watch the sports and not tell you that it's taking your energy that whole entire time.
While driving through a forest in Hertfordshire, an entity in a white dress runs alongside the car, keeping up with the car's speed and even surpassing it at times. The spirit runs through the forest with such ease it's hard to fathom, as a human could never run through the brush and debris on a forest floor. At this speed, it's simply impossible. Watch this.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on, though. There's definitely something in white.
Follow me for your dose of nightmare fuel.
People are disappearing after seeing these. It happened in broad daylight. No tricks, no illusions. A glowing entity suspended in the air, watching, waiting. But before anyone could explain it, more appeared. They weren't alone. And just when you think it's nothing, look again. These orbs move with purpose. Deliberate, controlled, like they know they're being recorded. Some say it's just light, an illusion. But explain this. Why do they always return? First it was one, then two. Now, they come in groups. What are they looking for? The comments are filled with terrifying confessions. People who have seen the orbs before. People who swear they've watched them follow someone, only to disappear without a trace. Others claim they've seen faces inside the glow. Some say it's ball lightning, but lightning doesn't move against the wind. Some say it's a reflection, but reflections don't appear in pitch black shadows. And the scariest theory? These aren't just lights, they're portals. If that's true, then what's on the other side? And who or what is trying to come through? Tell me, have you ever seen an orb? And if you have, are you sure it didn't see you first?
That could be AI, though. Yeah, that ain't supposed to happen.
This, I thought, okay, this is a bear. And then I was like, no, that's a dog. And I was like, certainly not Bigfoot. I have no idea what this is. And who sent this in is reliable. So what do you think this is? I mean, this is scary, for one. I really hope you guys haven't seen this one yet, because this one is just crazy. I mean, what do you think of this? We literally got what looks like a Bigfoot just pillaging for these, I don't know, blueberries or whatever he's looking for. It's absolutely crazy if this is legitimate. If anybody, I found this as unknown. But see it run away right there? Let me slow that down as it runs. This is crazy. What do you guys think? Did you see it? Well, if you didn't, you're in the same boat as me, but check this out. Look at that. What is that? That is creepy. That is like an entity, dark, just staring at this boy, I think 12 or 13. But this is absolutely creepy.
Okay, I'm deeply disturbed because there is no way that daylight savings time, this 1 hour, could literally subtract 5 hours from our day to where we were getting nighttime at 4:30, and then now all of a sudden it's still light out at 8 o'clock. There is no fucking way. Something else is going on. Look, the sun hasn't even freaking set yet, and it's 8:08 p.m. and I'm in Ohio. Like, we haven't even gotten to the spring equinox yet. It's like March 21st or some shit. Like, how is this magical daylight savings time? We hit it and boom, we have light until 8 o'clock, and then we lose it and boom, it's like midnight at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Seriously, somebody explain it and make it make sense, because there is no way this makes any logical sense at all.
Somebody explain this right here, man. Watch this. Negative in the dirt. We take the positive, we stick it in the tree. Look at that. Dude, somebody explain this to me. And watch this number. This number is going to continue to raise. It's going to go up in the hundreds and hundreds. Let's check out these other little settings to see what we got. Something's funny about this. What do y'all think about this, man? What's making it? How is it going up? I mean, where's the power coming from? Does anybody know where the power is coming from? Look at this right here. So look, we see where we're at there, right? Look, when you pull it out, it goes away. Watch. Look at that. Dude, that is crazy, isn't it? Hold on, let's test it again. Let's test in the leg. That's more like the stomach, I guess. What on earth? Whoa. Dude. That is weird. Whoa.
Creatures are called the Vril. They come up from underground different spots all over the world. There's a 1 to 1.5 foot tall one. That's the Vril type 1. The type 1s are covered in red diamond shaped scales. Vril type 1s are real dumb. Little dragons, those are the Vril type 1. These lizards have a unique biological property of their bodies. The lizards have what's called a proboscis. It's an ejectable brain and spinal column. The small ones they use to drone people because the proboscis on young lizard type 1s, they're small enough to go into an eye and not ruin the eye. This top cap thing on the top of their head comes out. They can do this once in their life. It pulls their spinal column along with it. The human would have to be restrained or unconscious. The thing squiggles in through the eye. It does a spiral around the optic nerve all the way to a certain point, and it's driven there by taste. And they said once it gets there, it has the taste of butterscotch. It then starts what they call spinning. The spinal cord stuff comes out of the spinal cord, and it's everything that the lizard is. The lizard's whole body is dead, and it can't go back in. It's one way. The juice that's in the spinal cord gets excreted out of the tip of this thing. They're parasitic cells. The parasitic cells go into the brain. The old person's consciousness is gone. The body is absolutely, totally dominated, and the lizard is smarter as a human. Over time, it'll develop a rash, it'll lose its hair. And they're actually deficient. They're dumber than the original person. And they mimic human behavior, and it knows that its life is dependent on it mimicking human behavior, so it does really well. Even with other animals, it's smart enough to instinctually mimic the animal's behavior. The drones of 100 years ago erased any existence of these Vril lizards from like Egyptian carvings on walls. They would smash them, or books that had anything in them about them, they would burn them.
Yo, I hope this thing's not real.
Now we're getting
ugly
into the
looking
agitation
thing.
weapons, which are the smaller miniaturized version, which have been developed for both battlefield and also for close quarter urban conflict, riots, where they can actually create behaviors in individuals by attenuating a very, very tight and certain frequency range that can make your heart resonate. They can stop heartbeats. They can resonate with the lungs at a different attenuation. They can make you have trouble breathing. And the really frightening part is, well, not that stopping your heart isn't pretty frightening, but also they can actually make the different folds of your brain at different frequencies, different folds resonate at different attenuation of this particular frequency range, and can cause confusion, agitation, violence, and hearing voices in your head.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's not cool. What type of firework is that? You sure that was a firework? I don't think that was a firework.
干嘛？姐姐，我操！我这放火盆，把大姐姐他妈的跑了，他跑我就跑了，肯定是我把那个车给烧了。
Get the fuck out. Holy shit, bro.
I have a couple questions, and I hope that you can answer them for me, because I just went down a huge rabbit hole over on XDX, and, I need your help. So my questions are this. They say allegedly that this map hangs in an office somewhere inside of the UN. I don't know if that's true or not, but what I am gonna say is, what the hell's up with this map? Because it looks an awful lot like this map. And if you have seen my video on this map, you know exactly what I'm fixing to say. I want you to pay attention up there where it says Asgard. This is another map that I found over there on XDX. This is that map blown up. Here's that map blown up again. Look what it says. What's that say? Asgard. Here's that map again. Asgard. So with Asgard being up there, does that mean that's a play on this map? Because Asgard is on both of these maps. And if you look in the upper left corner over there, this map has a verse in German, and it is Enoch 18 verse 4, which says, "And I saw the winds which turned the sky and caused the disk of the sun and all the stars to set. I saw the winds on the earth which support the clouds, and I saw the paths of the angels. I saw at the end of the earth the firmament of the heaven above." So this map has a verse, Enoch 18:4, which talks about the firmament, which allegedly this is what our planet looks like. It's flat on the bottom and then it has a dome. So is Enoch confirming this map? And when you type this in on Google, this is the answer you get. Long lost under... And look what's circled up there. You see what's circled up there? That's going to lead you to my next question. Look at this. Look at that area that's circled up top. And then looky here. But is this a mirror? And is it really showing us what the Earth looks like from above? I mean, if you look at this picture, it breaks it down and it makes complete sense, y'all. Like, this is crazy. I never would have thought of this. And if you look at this part of the map, it looks like this place, Hyboria. And if you look at the top up here, that's Asgard at the top. And you know Hyboria was supposed to have existed thousands and thousands of years ago. It's supposed to be set in prehistoric Europe and North Africa. And it's supposed to have included the Atlanteans from Atlantis and the Lemurians from the Inner Earth. And the Hyborian Age emerged after a flourishing of civilization after the drowning of lost lands. But seriously, does this not look like Hyboria? Y'all, what? I'm telling you it does, because Asgard is literally right there. And if you look at this map, there's Hyboria, and then Asgard is way north. But I want to show you something else. This was published in 1907. Was this world map made 10 centuries ago, 1,000 years ago? And they're referring to the map that's up there. That coincidentally looks a lot like this map. Don't you think? There's a lot of similarities there. This is a map that came across from China all the way to a doctor in Honolulu in 1907. And this map was allegedly made by Chinese priests over 1,000 years ago. And it was found by his brother in a Japanese temple in the mountains of Japan. And according to a letter, the original map was brought from China by a Buddhist priest and concealed in that temple. And this doctor said that his brother would not be treated by modern medicine, even though his brother was a doctor. He wanted to go into the woods and learn the cures and to be able to cure himself. And he went into the woods, and that's the map that he found when he was on his journey. So is there some kind of truth to this map? And is that why it's hanging where it's said to be hanging, allegedly? Now, I don't know if this is true or not on here, but this talks about the Middle Earth, and the War of Wrath and everything before the Second Age. Can someone explain this to me? Because what? I really can't make any sense of it, because everything I have found talks about the Lord of the Rings and this map here of the Middle Earth. So did Tolkien make this map up, or did Tolkien know something and put it out there without putting it out there? You know what I mean? I don't know. And while I got you, I want to show you one more thing. If you look directly above me, this is a clock that is in the middle of Prague. And this clock has literally malfunctioned, been damaged because it caught fire, allegedly. But if you look at this clock, and then you look at this moon map over here on the right-hand side that tracks all of the zodiac signs because of the moon cycles and phases, y'all, what? I mean, I'm not saying anything, but if it walks like a duck, looks like a duck, and talks like a duck, it's gotta be a duck, right? Because what else could it be? I mean, it looks like twins. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think about this? Like, these maps have blown my mind tonight. This whole rabbit hole has been insane. And if you guys know anything about this, please let me know below, because, baby, this is crazy. As always, TikTok, this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is just for speculation. This is my opinion. There is no truth to this. This is all made up. So please leave my video alone. Thank you.
With all this, all we can really do is speculate. And everybody has their own opinion on it, and I respect everybody's opinion. But all I know is Antarctica plays a big role in everything. And I'm not going to be satisfied till I know for a fact, like, what they're doing there. I just gotta know. Yeah, looks like it. That's interesting.
Planes don't fly that close. Oh my God! What the fuck? What is it doing? Oh, I can't. I can't do it.
They flying around. There's 2 lines now.
Oh, it's flying around it. It's flying around it.
There's 2 lines now.
It's so many of them.
My heart is beating.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me get out first.
My heart coming out my chest right now, bro. Look, my heart coming out my chest right now.
Y'all, I got real alien activity going on. They circling. That it came out of the ocean. That is not a moon, and it is not a sun. It's 10 o'clock at night. I seen it come out of the ocean, y'all. There are fucking ships. I don't know what the fuck these are. They're flying around it. They're circling it. There's one above it. There's one on each side of it. There's one right there. There's one right there. Y'all can't see them. I don't know if y'all see them blinking. Do you see them? Okay, they're going towards that. We seen it come out of the fucking sea. We seen the...
If you know that your world is a simulation, why are you reacting to anything negative that confronts you in your world? You know that it's just a projection from inside of you being projected out, and it's a simulation. You are living in a simulation. Why are you reacting to negative things? Why does it matter? If you know that it's being created from within you, it's something that you did to create that. Are you forgetting that you live in a simulation? Are you understanding it maybe for a few minutes, and then as you carry on through your day, the 3-dimensional world, you're forgetting, and then you're reacting to different things, and you're corresponding, and you're reaching out to people thinking that you're living in a solid reality when you're not? Is that what's happening? Because whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're going through, is just it's a trial and tribulation that you've created within yourself before it was projected out, like a mirror. Okay, you smile at a mirror, what do you get back? You get a smile right back at you. If you give a dirty look to yourself in the mirror, what do you get back? A dirty look. And the mirror, as we know, is the simulation. It's just mirroring back to you what's going on inside of you. So why are you getting upset and reacting to the mirror that's in front of you when it's not doing what you want it to do?
See, this is what I'm starting to realize. They don't have any actual power over us. And that's why they use manipulation so much. Because they can't do nothing to hold us back. They know we have to do it to ourselves. And that's why they don't want us to know our full potential as people. Because we're a lot more powerful than we realize. But that's going to be it for the video today. If you made it all the way to the end, don't forget to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. You know, stuff like that. And make sure you guys stay safe out there. And I'll catch you on the next one. Later.